Hi again from India. I'm very happy to be here with you again, and I'm receiving a lot of beautiful emails and questions and inquiries, and that for me is, it's my greatest blessing. That's what I'm doing this. I'm doing this so we can have a conversation and so we can grow together and get clear on different subjects. And the subject I'm choosing today is when are you ready to teach in this lineage? When are you ready to go out there and advertise your shala and your classes as an Ashtanga teacher? And there's a whole protocol on this subject. So as I was saying in my previous video, there's a journey. There are no teacher trainings with Sharaji. We come to India for many, many, many years, and we actually forget, how many times we have come. We just come because our heart is here. We don't come for a paper. We don't come to get authorized or certified. We come because we love the yoga. We love our teacher. We love our friends, and we love India. That's ultimately. And in this commercial world that you can become a yoga teacher online and you can do a 1 month training in the beach and then give you a certificate that says that you're a teacher, that's not real. Yoga is a path of exploration, it's a path of healing, and to be able to share something valuable with others, first you need to do the work yourself. And you need to do that work with your teacher. And that's why he takes his time to give his blessing to someone. And when he gives the blessing to teach either primary or intermediate, or he certifies someone, he knows that this person is ready to hold what he's given him, which is a big responsibility. So as teachers of Sharat, we aspire to be a channel for his energy. So as much as possible, all our personality, dramas, and all that has been washed away. Of course, we are work in progress, all of us. So it's not that we are in any pedestal. We are human beings as anyone else, and we have our life circumstances and our suffering, and just like anyone. The only difference is that we have been I think stubborn enough to keep coming to India through the years, for many years, and through the obstacles. What happens when someone comes to India and they feel so inspired by this method, and they feel so happy, and they feel so open, and they go back home and they start teaching? I think there's this maturity that needs to happen for a teacher to be ready to present this method, because it's not a style of yoga. Styles are many in this commercial yoga world, but a method is something that has been proven through the many, many years and that has given good results to many people. So this method has been tried, it has been changed by the teachers, the series, and everything, and now how Sharaji is teaching it, it has a certain transmission of energy. So as his teachers, we aspire to be as open and invisible as possible, so his energy can really move through us. And most of all, what we transmit is the love for yoga, because he's our inspiration, and he's living, he's walking his talk. So when I think of my teacher, sometimes, working so many hours, now it's his 4th month teaching, and I was assisting him for only 1 month, and I was so tired. I would go home and I would just basically collapse. And I knew he has been doing this for 30 years, and he does it for many months and days on a row. And for me, he's like a superhero. So I really respect what he says regarding teaching and why we need to wait. We need to wait until he gives us his blessing. Especially to teach a Mysore room. A Mysore room is a very special space on earth. It's a space that is held with a lot of care, and it's a space of transformation. And it should not be held by someone that has no, let's say, no support from his guru behind them. It takes time to receive his blessing. Sometimes he takes longer with certain people, especially with those that are very ambitious. He completely like backs off. I know from my own experience, I really wanted the 3 authorizations like in the first year, and he saw me and he said, okay, you're gonna like hang here for a few years. And the more I am with him, the less stress I feel about any paper. I'm just happy to be around him, and I'm just happy to be able to share what I love and what has transformed me. But if you come to India for the first time, go back home and probably all your friends are going to be, we want you to teach us. And that's what happened to me. Please teach us. And we are really like excited and enthusiastic. And so you can go and teach an intro to Ashtanga Yoga. And that's something you can teach. You can teach them the basic Surya Namaskars. And you can also explain them that you are in the process of doing this practice, and that you aspire someday to get your teacher's blessing, and that you're doing the work. And then put a picture of Sharaji in your shala, and tell them about the school in Mysore, and that you're gonna keep coming every year, and that's your intention, and that's clean. For me, that's something that actually is beautiful. But opening a Mysore room without your authorization, I don't think it's a good idea. A Mysore room has a lot of subtle energies in it. And if the teacher is empowered by his guru's blessing, there's something that happens through us, beyond our personalities, beyond our own personal traits, beyond our life circumstances. We are there to serve the Parampara, the lineage, and the yoga. We are not there for any other reason. So trust that when you're ready, Sharat will tell you you're ready. Last year was so beautiful. Some of my friends got authorized, and it was a huge joy for everyone, because that means that a teacher is ready to go out into the world and teach this practice in a Mysore room, how it's supposed to be taught. And it's going to benefit a lot of people. But in the meantime, focus your attention so you can keep coming to India. And in my personal experience, what needs to happen is you need to have a source of income that is not the yoga. So that way you don't feel pressure to teach before you're ready. You need to have freedom in your teaching. So you don't depend on the income that the students give you for your trips to India. And that requires for you to get creative. You need to get creative, yeah? So you can it's like actors and actresses. Sometimes they want to do theater, and they want to do movies and everything, and there's still not so much happening there financially, but they have this deep yearning to do their art. So in the mornings they go and become waiters and do whatever they need to do so they can pay the rent, and they can just... So it's the same here. Find some source of income that does not come from the yoga, and keep coming to Mysore. And when you get the blessing to teach, then you are empowered to teach a Mysore room. And that's so powerful. I mean, teaching a Mysore room, when you do the Vande Guru Nama, you have your guru behind you. Oh my God, it's just it's this magic that happens through your hands. That is not your own energy. It's the guru's energy working through you. And that's what it is about. We want to become transparent. We want to get rid of all our stuff so his energy can move through us. And I really ask this, especially from my students, because some of you have been to Mysore and some of you are now in Mysore. Please don't teach prematurely. Please don't do it. And yes, you can share a little bit. You can do Surya Namaskars, and you can do maybe a little bit of the standing, but don't teach the whole primary series before he gives you his blessing. And then, of course, don't teach the second one unless he gives you his blessing for intermediate. And that's how it goes. It's a process of patience. It's a process of trust. I've said it in previous videos. The relationship with your teacher has everything. That's the yoga. Trusting your teacher, trusting his knowledge, trusting his experience. We are blind in front of the samsara, And our teacher, whoever we choose as a teacher, is because there's something they need to teach us. Sometimes even when these teachers come and they hurt us, and sometimes they just like really don't respect who we are, even that is a huge lesson. That's a huge karma that we have to go through. And there's a lot of knowledge that will come to us through that. So your teacher is a blessing. Your teacher is this beautiful gift you're receiving. So it's not smart to take some of the things he say and use them, and then the other ones not listen to them. I mean, if you take a teacher, take them as they are. So Sharat has been very clear. When you receive the blessing, when you receive the authorization, then you move forward, and then you advertise a Mysore program, and then you advertise your shala as an Ashtanga shala. Before that, be more conservative. Take your time, have patience. Place the picture of your guru and tell your students about the experiences you have in Mysore, and that you intend to keep going every year and eventually get your blessing if it's meant for you. And respect. What happens right now in this commercial yoga is like everybody's like moving so fast, and there's a lot of like misinformation. This method requires that we stay very awake and very in tune with our guru, and that's what the yoga is about. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your questions, for your answers, and for being there. Namaste.